Welcome everyone to the final Smacked Up Wrestling live on the Gaming Fault. This is it, the final one, because next Wednesday we've got our new channel. The new channel's grown. We're letting you see all the new shit tonight. And as always, we're going to go back over memories over the channel because it's a year old. It's a year old tonight. So as always, I'm going to start...
Thank you for keeping track.
I've been keeping track. So tonight I'm going to start with the co-creator of this channel, the great Martin, as always. Not the heel tonight, the great Martin, because the co-founder of Smacked Up Wrestling. Any
Because the great heel this week, Ric Flair, and I've slept with 10,000 women. You see his fiancée tweeted?
What?
Nope. I've never seen the fiancée tweet, no.
10,001.
Oh my god.
So then obviously over the course of the year we brought in the Queen of the Ring, Kirsty.
Hey.
And he finished the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. We brought in the SupRisingStorm of Germany, Flo.
Why am I here again?
I don't know, why are you here?
To make up the numbers and be a villain.
we need a villain to take on Martin's heel. So yeah guys, a year. That's officially a year. No Mercy was the first pay-per-view me and Martin done predictions on, and we done the review a year ago.
Aye.
It's scary when you think it. And then we start.
Hell of a show to pick to start with.
Well,
Did they say you did they start with a SummerSlam or a Mania? No Mercy.
It was weird because I was thinking about what do we talk. So obviously we've got to go back over what we thought of No Mercy of this year. Raw and SmackDown, they were iffy, but we'll get into that. But thinking back over like the course of a year with the podcast, where we've seen, let's be honest, right? If you're in like the YouTube scene, you've seen a lot of podcasts die and fail within 6 months, and we've been going now for a year, a solid year, talking shite on wrestling, which
wow. And people keep listening. What's wrong with you?
People keep listening. And it's like changed its format over the course, with it being the podcast style, now the radio style. And then with the new channel coming next week, it's going to be adding more in. Like, we're having ideas, Martin. Wait to hear this, right? Wait to hear this.
Go for it.
Kirsty's rant time. Where it says Kirsty.
Well, that's what the name says.
Just me ranting after fucky shit happens on like pay-per-views and shit. Just me being angry at 4:30 in the morning, like this fuckery. Just a 10-minute rant of me not even breathing.
I don't know how I've still got the energy for the fuckery.
After Sunday, I watched it. Obviously, I do apologise. There was no live reaction. After Sunday, right, when I watched it on the Monday, only one match pissed me off. The rest, I think Sunday would have been a draw.
I have a lot to say.
Sunday would have been a draw because I think it was the most. It was a good show.
You're just saying that because
no. But it was such a good. It was such a good show. I was like, the one that would have let me down was the women's. I would have put Nia.
I knew Nia was there.
I was fucked off with the main events. They're just not what I was. I mean, like Roman and Cena was fine, but see, like
that was a great match.
Oh no! No.
See, to be fair, Roman and Cena was what I thought it was going to be. So I was like, exactly. Right, cool. That's what it was meant to be. What really pissed me off was why the fuck did they basically have a wrestling match with Braun, the man who throws fucking ambulances in Chelsea and shit, and they're like, we're not going to have any of these spots. We're just going to have him. He's not a wrestler.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And coming for me, right, I'm the person that's like, everybody should wrestle. Braun doesn't need to wrestle. Braun just directs things. He can, and he's athletic as shit, but the point is when you think of Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman, you're like, things are going to be mauled.
You want a fight, you don't want a fucking hurdy-gurdy match. Yeah.
It was boring.
It just wasn't what I expected. I expected at least one table to be flipped on Sunday.
I'm wondering if Brock maybe vetoed some stuff.
See, that's what I was thinking, the Dean Ambrose situation,
Exactly.
Because the build to that match was better than the payoff, and if that's the case, you've failed, the storyline failed.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this for the Dean Brock thing, they should never have had fucking Terry Funk hand on a chainsaw. Everybody knows it's not going to get used.
Exactly.
Things should only be on screen if they've got a purpose.
And Terry Funk's out his retirement for the 75th time, I know.
Oh, he's wrestling this month.
I seen him wrestling last week as well.
Aye, that was his comeback.
Oh,
that guy took more retirements than I've had hot dinners.
Fucking Flo, what were you going to say, dude? Because I know you had a few things on this match.
I got the feeling that Brock only can only work with more people in a match. Singles matches is like, I do what the fuck I want. Make me look good. Yeah. Then, yeah.
I think
he's going to get paid either way, whether he works 5 minutes or 50.
But you've got a point, because see, like, if you go back to think like a brilliant Brock Lesnar match, you're going back to, what the fuck is that noise?
What is that? Is somebody typing?
Sorry.
I was like, what the fuck is that noise?
Been doing my head in for ages.
Not guilty.
The best Brock Lesnar match, and I think we can all agree on, and it is when he's got more opponents in the ring, was the John Cena Seth Rollins. Because it was two cat Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's like you've got Seth Rollins and John Cena putting a hell of a show, and then it's just like, there's Brock Lesnar. And that makes Brock Lesnar in a good match.
He has to actually like who he's up against. He clearly was impressed with Joe.
Yes.
So he put an effort. He's impressed with Cena because of everything Cena's done. The fact they were in the same training class.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that, I don't know if any of you noticed, but see at the end of the match, when Brock was walking up the ramp with Paul Heyman, I seen him say, he's one tough motherfucker. And I wonder if they were to have a second match,
he would maybe give him more.
If he'd give him more, because Braun's now earned his respect. But the point is, fuck you, just show up, do your job, you're the fucking champion.
Exactly.
Put people there, make new stars, you fucking are. I can't, I'm not going to have this rant again. I'm not. I just hate him. It should not be.
Wait. We're going to start it tonight as we mean to continue. Let's have Kirsty's rant. All men be silent. On you go, Kirsty. We've not got a camera to bring you up in this. We've not got a camera, and I should really have a picture to bring up for Kirsty's rant. But I've not done that.
It's just Stephanie McMahon screeching.
Yeah, so just everybody picture Kirsty just now. Kirsty, the floor is yours.
That's weird. I don't picture me. That makes me feel uncomfortable. Just
you're a woman,
listen to me.
We all know you're really a man.
Kirsty, on you go. Let me get a violin.
Bye.
But honest to fucking God, like, he is champion. He is your universal champion. He should be there, Mel, just point fucking blank. 2, when he's there, he should be putting people like Braun so that when he isn't there, they people can then carry the show. The point is he's so fucking uninterested all the time that it just makes people look shite. And even Matt only watches the pay-per-views at this point, and even Matt turned around and said, where does Braun go for here? Because, and his point was, and I agreed with him fully here, was, is this going to be another Ryback CM Punk moment where Ryback was hot as shit, had that match with built up, went with Punk, and then after Punk bet him, Ryback was nothing. Like he was hated, and people were just like, you're shite, you're not going anywhere. And that's my biggest worry here, is that what's going to happen. Going for Monday, probably no, but at the same time, what are you building him for? If you're just going to knock him back down, why not just keep it a much slower build and have him go through a lot more feuds until he gets to, say, Roman after Mania, when Roman takes the title off Braun? Because let's be honest, we're 5-6 months, no, maybe a little bit more. We're near October, so about 6 months away, and Brock's probably going to have about fucking 4 matches in between there. So he's probably keeping that title to Mania, like they said, last fucking Mania. Oh.
Well,
yep.
The advantage at the moment, though, is that if things go really wrong in that respect with Braun, you can just put him in SmackDown and just have him maul people again. Just start from scratch.
That's true, because of the brand split, they can just remove them.
Saved Ryback.
It would have. That's a really good point.
There's a lot of wrestlers I think could have been saved if the brand split was back then. Ryback, I think you're right. I think Ryback would have been one. There's a few of them you could fucking pick and go, do you know what, you would have been better off in like the era we've got just now. But there's a lot still at the same time. You're scratching your head at some. and you're like, what the fuck are you really, really doing there? And like over like Raw and SmackDown this week, to me, it was the heel show on Monday. That was the heel show. Heels ruled the fucking roost on Monday. I'm cool with that.
I'll say this: Enzo and Neville pulling off that double turn.
Oh, aye.
That was funnily enough, Martin. That was the only match on fucking Sunday night. It pissed me the fuck off. But you knew it was going to happen.
What is that interference?
I don't know what that is.
It's doing my head in.
Fucking, that was the only match on Sunday night that pissed me off. We knew the outcome was Enzo was winning. We knew it. But the fact of how it was done, it pissed me off. And the guy was right. He was 100% right. He made 205 relevant because we're talking about
That's part of the double turn, though. It's like good on the mic and being over versus being good in the ring and being hated. And now they've turned it. So it is good in the ring getting cheered.
I mean, Neville is good on the mic too for now. So
the thing is, see the promo at the end of Raw where all the cruiserweights coming out. I actually was like, "Fuck, that was enjoyable." I didn't want to enjoy it.
No,
I was the same. I enjoyed it. I was like, "Holy fuck!" I was like, "Damn!" They made Enzo relevant, and that pissed me more off because it's like, I fucking hate you.
That's why he's a heel.
Yeah.
But it was the way he put, like, I know is because the turn was coming, him putting down the entire roster. But see if he's going to have an actual, have you seen, just side note slightly, have you seen the fucking Enzo replica belt on fucking WWE.com?
No. It is fucking tiger print and
no, it's leopard print. It's the same belt, but it's leopard print instead of purple. And I swear, I will lose my fucking mind. I love leopard print. A lot of the stuff in my house is leopard print, but I can assure you, if I was to make a fucking
you for another day there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kirsty, I wouldn't say that out loud.
No.
I like animal print, like just stained, but I wouldn't have it on my fucking.
Like I live in a coat then.
Where's your bed sheets?
No, my bed sheets are Harry Potter bed sheets that I pre-bought.
A whimsical coat then.
You're
a junkie now, Harry.
You're having a wank, Harry.
It's the Marauders map. It's the Marauders map on one side, then you flip it and it's just like loads of wee lightning bolts and Hogwarts crests.
I bet there is.
J.K. Rowling's an arsehole.
But she made my favourite book series ever, so fuck you.
Still an arsehole.
Sad a wee bit. She's too even for me, she's too social justice warrior. I'm like, calm down. Just calm down.
Aye, so much a social justice warrior, she voted no.
Fucking
Flo, what were you going to say there, dude?
Going back to Enzo and Neville's match on Sunday.
I seen your reaction, Flo, on Twitter. I seen the reaction.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
That's my reaction.
10 minutes too long.
Low blow and roll up. Okay. Moving on from that.
McCord, I'm digging the heel Enzo as long as I mute the TV.
If the only thing Enzo's good at is talking and you're muting the telly,
kind of missing the point there, son.
If that's his only strong suit is he's talking and you're muting, then he shouldn't have the belt anyway. I don't know why I'm trying to.
He's made it relevant.
A division built on wrestlers.
He pissed so many people off.
I mean, there's a reaction there. I almost tuned. The day when I got up and I put on SmackDown, I was like, "Will I put on 205?" And then I was like, "No, I'm not giving them the rating for it. I'm not encouraging them."
They don't get a rating for it because it's a network.
No, but they'll still have the views.
They'll be able to measure it. So if they see the views go up with Enzo as champ, they'll be more likely to keep him involved.
So I refuse to take that fucking belt off him immediately. And the fact that now apparently
hold on,
he isn't getting.
Here's a question for everybody: how many champions in WWE right now do you actually like? Right, Seth and Dean. Right?
Of course, right. Favourites.
Miz,
Natty, and Miz.
Natty, Miz, I like.
AJ.
Right, and you've got
Alexa.
Sorry.
Alexa and Anuda.
Right,
so
and then you've got
you're looking at the top
205 being a mess, Jinder being a mess,
And Brock.
Universal Championship being a mess.
Aye, top belts are the mess.
And I like Drew having the NXT title. That's kind of cool.
I'm talking about main roster, no NXT.
Right, okay.
NXT's sorted its own thing. I think the way they've done their champions is brilliant. But when you're looking at the main roster, I mean, women's I'm happy with. As much as Natalia can blow the fuck out of me sometimes, but I'm happy.
I mean, the
a lot of the time.
Fucking nothing.
I'm happy.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. It was there's like rumours going about because it's actually her that's going to be training fucking Ronda, and she's pals with Ronda. That is the whole fucking taboo behind it all.
Yeah.
The
others are already signed, so.
Yeah. And then, like, Alexa, I'm still happy she's the champion. As much as Nia should be a champion, as long as
she will be.
As long
as she
needs a
little more time, but then
and fucking Sasha, because that's funny as fuck.
Nia,
what you shared, by the way.
Oh right, aye.
The acting classes.
Here's the acting classes.
The segment with Sasha and
it was Sasha and Bailey, and it was from a Reddit thread, and it said on it, ignore the fact you're a wrestling fan and just watch this as a TV show, and it's the most unnatural conversation you've ever fucking seen.
Mm-hmm. Really? Oh my god, I'll need to see that.
It was so fucking bad.
Look, my thing is, get back to the actual Alexa thing, is we haven't seen, as far as I can remember, we haven't seen Alexa ask her, which means she should probably stay, because let's be honest, if they do this right, Asuka's going to come up and run through everybody, and even the really good ones. We've seen her against Bailey, we've seen her against Sasha, we've seen her against Nia, and they're all great matches, but we've not seen her against Alexa. So I think having her keep the belt now is a really good endgame to get to, because it's something different rather than having her ask her go against people we already know they can beat.
All the time in the world, and it's better that they don't rush her.
Oh no, I'm happy.
It's one of the rare times that they're not rushing someone.
I mean, I'm happy with that, and that's how I wasn't pissed with the outcome of the women's, as much as that's the one that would have trumped me. Yous would have got the point over me in that one, but I would have had Nia.
I was kind of, I had Alexa. The way I seen it was, because Paige is cleared, I was like, if Paige comes back to help Emma for the whole
she's going to SmackDown.
I seen that the day, but like before I seen that, I was like, because they'd announced her as a free agent, and I was like, right, okay. I was like, if she comes back to help Emma, then they'll probably cheat to win, and then Emma will win, and they'll be like, we started the women's revolution, go team. But if Paige doesn't come back, then I knew Alexa was keeping it. The only way I could see them taking it off her was because there's a big... It's like when Big Show's in a match, everybody else gangs up on Big Show. Like, when there's a monster in the ring, you take out the monster and then even the playing field. So it was kind of obvious via WWE booking, because any other fucking company would have just had Nia annihilate everybody, because that's how things would actually go. But you know, it's WWE, so
there's no place for common sense in the WWE universe.
I mean, what are they talking about from like the big secret they're trying to keep? But it's like the most fucking obvious thing they're going to do. Obviously, kind of Sunday night was the passing of the torch. As much as John Cena is saying, "No, the torch was took off," and it's like, nah, you've kind of passed the torch. With some of
course, he was.
Some of the comments.
Not really.
See when he said that, as if Roman had just run by him and just snatched out his fucking horn. I was like, that's no...
See, in WWE 2K18, I bet you Roman's victory celebration is his opponent holding his hand.
I seen that on Reddit and I was pissing myself. Did you see the picture as well? All the different people.
It's man that shared that.
Was it you? So it was. Fuck, I get sent that much wrestling shit. I just don't know where it comes from.
I mean, like, listen to John, and I'm like, well... As much as I've never been a fan of John, the last year or two, it's like, John, do you know what? Respect to you, because you've put on a hell of a good fucking show. As much as I've never been a fan. Of course, we know he's about to do Transformers, because fuck me, he's Bumblebee. On a side note, for my fucking personal fucking piss off. He's Bumblebee.
He's Bumblebee?
He's Bumblebee.
No, he's not now. He's playing a human character in a Bumblebee spin-off movie.
No, he's a voice.
He's a voice. He was announced as a voice.
He's a voice.
I heard he was a voice. I thought he was Bumblebee.
That's how everybody wanted him to be Mirage.
He's Bumblebee.
Okay, last thing I read was a human character.
No, he's Bumblebee. Anyhow, enough of my fucking rants.
No. Well, let me. Because this... I have no problem with the outcome of the Roman Cena match, because I thought from the beginning, Cena's putting him over.
Cena's putting him over.
Because Cena does his job as a part-timer, right? I'll come in, put a guy here, and then leave, and the place is still... Oh, I can't. I just...
Kirsty, the thing is how they did it. Like, okay, AA, kicked out. Super AA, kicked out. We've seen all of that with AJ, Cesaro, KO, and so on. But then 2 more normal AAs, and he still kicks out. Like, what the flying fuck?
Yeah, then it was
because I think the story they're trying to tell between Roman and Brock, despite the fact they've barely even been in the ring together for a while, it's like fleeting, is that it takes... Going for the 2 matches, the story they're telling is it only takes 1 F5, and Roman's story is it doesn't matter, it needs to be more than 1 finisher because it keeps Roman strong. And that's the story they're going to tell, because I think
bullshit.
I don't mind the story, but it's really disjointed.
Do you know, this is another thing I've seen on Reddit, right? When you look at Austin's rise, okay? Mm-hmm. So he was IC champ, right? Yep. He pretty much retired the face, or a big face of the company, in Shawn Michaels, right? Mm-hmm. At Mania. He won 3 Rumbles.
Yep.
He went over everyone in his way to the top, clean. And he didn't need super finishers or take super finishers to do it. That's the point. The difference is, though, although you can see all these parallels between him and Roman, people wanted it to happen to Austin. Mm-hmm.
See, this is the thing, is see, even when they had their match and the crowd were chanting, "Yous both still suck," and I'm like, yous are enjoying what's happening. I still believe that it's the character of Roman that people hate. If he had that Stone, obviously nobody can do Stone Cold like Stone Cold, that'd just be silly. But if he was allowed, like Stone Cold's thing was, all I needed was time on the mic to be myself.
If you had more,
Roman doesn't get
time,
that.
If you had more time to be yourself, I think I would buy into the character.
Ironically, because give him more time, he doesn't need to say much.
I just
get over more being a badass.
Oh, aye.
The thing is any time I watch an interview, even with Strowman, anytime I watch an interview with him and he's being him, or even the wee snippets that you get of just him being him when he does, like on Miz TV, apart from the time that he fucked up Leslie's name, but like when he's being himself and just being cocky and being like whatever,
I like
it, and I'm like, marry this please, but I know for a fact come Monday he's going to be back to, here's your script, don't go away from it. There was a rant
that I was having the other day where when there's somebody in the ring, what Stone Cold used to do, you know, there was like a storyline reason, I want my title shot. Regardless of who was in the ring, he'd go into a chair and he'd battle them, whether faces or heels or whatever, sit down in the chair, crack a beer and go, I'm no moving, and he'd send people out to get him and he'd kick their ass. Do that with Roman. Just have him go in that ring. Make his point, right? He's got a mic or whatever, there's a match going, spear everybody, regardless of alignment. Grab a mic and demand whatever it is he's after at the time.
Well, the talk is obviously because Lesnar's gone, it's IC title, and there is now the Shield reunion on the card against the Miz Taraj.
Because we've not seen Dean and Miz go at it, have we?
Nope.
Listen, that's not the important thing. The important thing is the Shield, the full Shield, all of them together again for an elongated fucking storyline. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped about this.
It's going to be for one pay-per-view and it's the Rumble, they'll split up again.
Right, that's still 4 weeks of pure joy where I'm just going to be like, yes, like there's something in for 4 weeks for me to tune into.
I think it's too early.
They'll fuck it up because they've fucked up everything else so far.
They can't fuck it up. How do you fuck up the Shield?
Could they fuck up Bayley, could they? And look what happened there.
Of course they could. They don't know how to deal with John Cena when he's there.
The only reunion they never fucked up, and it's because I personally think the second one was the best, was DX. When Sean couldn't do half the shit he could do.
Me about that.
Oh no, I loved that version. The third version, no, because that was a kid-friendly DX. Do you know what I mean? And they're poking fun at the fact they're old. But I prefer the second version where Sean's obviously found God and he couldn't do the stuff anymore. That to me was fucking hilarious.
We'll draw a fucking cock on Vince's fucking jet, lol.
I think that was still funny. I'd do it to his head.
He did he, so it wasn't funny.
That's what we think of your product. But I think I'm on the side with you, Martin. I think they'll fuck it up.
Of course they will. They've not done anything right for a while now. Nakamura's over by accident, and also because he's up against fucking Jinder.
I refuse. Like, I won't even let their shitty booking spoil it. Like, I'm going to say this now, that even if they royally fuck up the Shield and it just disintegrates, I'm probably still going to be like, but Shield though. Because they're still going to interact together.
Well, look what they've done to Nakamura.
Mm-hmm. That was an accident. An accident. It wasn't because of their writing. It was because he was up against a guy who's fucking hopeless.
And the fact that they even tried to reference last week, and then it was like
Corey Graves was like this again.
The promo was that bad. I mean, it's like, oh my fuck. I mean, SmackDown in general, apart from a few things, the rest
Kevin Owens was
brilliant.
Kevin fucking right. I want to talk about Kevin, right? Because I watched it and then I watched it back just before like we came on, because I was like, right, I want to make sure all my shit's right. See if is it just me, or is it almost like Sammy is like acting as Kevin's conscience and he's arguing with himself almost? Like, is that deranged that Sammy has to come out and be like, oh no, we're not even pals anymore, but just whatever you're doing, shut it down, just stop it. And Sammy's just too pure.
Sammy's the voice of reason.
Yes,
Shame's wasted.
I mean,
Shane's wasted?
No, fucking
no. Shane's wasted. Sammy's
wasted. I mean, because if you look back at SmackDown, I mean, memorable moments, right? Let's go through memorable moments. Kevin Owens.
Take your time. There's a lot to get through.
The return of the Fashion Files.
Next week.
Yep.
Apart from that, it was fucking boring.
Well, I know another one.
Dolph Ziggler.
That was shit. That was absolutely shit. Even
hear me out. Hear me out. Wait, hear me out. I was sitting here, skipping a little bit ahead, and then I saw the Undertaker's entrance. I was like, wait, what? A little bit back. What is happening? What? Wait, what? And then,
to be fair, if you didn't,
it has to be Ziggler. It has to be Ziggler. And then comes out. Okay. And then when he revealed it in the ring, that entire crowd chanting "You suck" was the most heel heat he got in months.
The thing is, right, the picture I seen the Undertaker, and I knew instantly, right, I just seen a picture, this is before I watched the highlights, and I was like, it's Dolph Ziggler. Do you know what I mean? That was
the way they done it. If you've not watched SmackDown, they just had his dom.
But see if they really wanted to fuck you over. See if they really wanted to fuck you over, Kirsty, and Dolph would do it. Day in Chicago. Hit fucking Cult of Personality. See what happens.
See, I'm waiting for this. I'm dreading
Chicago.
Because Chicago people will jump air that barrier and fucking riot. Exactly. Like, they will kill somebody.
That would affect more than The Undertaker, and that's how that segment turned me off. I mean, you're going through it. I mean, who gives a fuck about the Hype Bros imploding? Who cares?
And it's another friendship breakup.
An implosion requires fuel and heat. They don't have those things.
Fuck all.
The thing is this is going to be what, the 4th or 5th friendship breakup like they've had this year. It's this year's small package roll up. It baffles me. Like,
Kirsty, to be honest, I like. I don't like Mojo Rawley, so he does better on his own.
But like, getting back to this, like, the thing is, I don't know if you actually watched it, right, but I was watching SmackDown, right, and the Undertaker's, like, wee hot dong, and even that comes in.
You mean the gong?
A gong?
No, the joke is big dong hits. Here comes Undertaker's big dong.
No, she said wee dong, Martin. She said wee dong.
Kirsty, what?
Right, anyway, right, the music hits. So Matt is playing Destiny and turns round and goes, wait, what? And, like, I was looking, like, side glancing him to, like, hold on. And then it took him, like, 0.2 seconds, and he went, he wasn't even looking at the screen, and he went, it's Dolphin Tit. He only watches the pay-per-views. I need to, like, stress this. And even he, and then, like, out comes him practically running to the ring in terms of how fucking quick the Undertaker gets there in his own fucking Converse. When have you ever seen the Undertaker wear Converse?
Pictures of Michelle McCool.
You're so fucking stupid. If you're going to go for something, dedicate yourself to it. I will say this. The one thing that I did enjoy SmackDown this week was Big E and his popcorn.
Aye, that was funny. That was funny.
Grab the mic.
That was funny.
And then he's like making faces and shoving it in his mouth. Perfect reaction.
I mean, I just felt the two shows were. There was the heels ran the place on Monday night. Now we're getting the setups all coming in. Never gave a fuck about Apollo Crews. I could not care. The fucking 205 was relevant because we all hate Enzo, and it's like, fuck. So what's Braun? The thing is, what's Braun going to do?
Why is Seth and Dean the Kurt Hawkins thing was funny because Braun wants competition, so don't make an open challenge because. So that was funny.
That's a running gag now. There's actually talk of a T-shirt coming out for the fucking longest defeated.
Kurt Hawkins be hot.
I seen a post on Reddit where somebody says that Vince isn't. I don't think Vince has got this much long-term booking in him. But somebody had said that the thing, that Vince is purposely putting air this losing streak. So if there's a T-shirt coming out, maybe it's true, but he's putting air this long-term booking so that when somebody royally fucks up, that they'll have Kurt Hawkins go air them and it will just bury them unbelievably. And I was like, Vince is that sadistic where he's like, we need to have one ultimate jobber. We need him just in case.
The super jobber.
The super jobber that is. And I like Kurt Hawkins as well.
I think he's gimmick shite if he came back.
I mean, and like on the Indies.
Not 2003. Because 2003 is no funny anymore.
I when he was on the Indies and he'd show up, I loved him, and he done he'd done stuff with Bullet Club and stuff, and I was yes. So then when he came back,
it's only took you fucking half an hour to mention Bullet Club.
I was trying, right?
You're right.
But
we should do a charity thing. Kirsty, does he mention Bullet Club or any member of it for a full podcast? She has to do a forfeit.
Oh God! You better pay a charity for this bullshit because that will be a struggle. That would be a struggle.
Anyway, the charity wouldn't get any money for you because you'll do it.
I know. I try. Because how am I meant to not talk about AJ or Adam Cole for a full podcast?
No, I don't mean like them. I mean like what isn't employed by WWE.
Aye.
Oh, no! This week after what happened outside of Raw, after what happened outside of Raw, we need to. I would try if it was like when I was younger and we had a sponsored silence in school and everybody said I couldn't do it. Everybody was like, Kirsty's going to fuck this up for us.
Did you fuck it up?
No, I was the only one that didn't talk. I swear to God, I was so determined that day. I was like, I'm not saying shit.
You know what? I bet you were the only one that was actually to be silent.
Everybody kid on me, Kirsty.
We'll all just talk anyway, she'll not get it.
Martin, when you...
He's not amused.
I was going to say, Martin...
I cut out for a second, I never heard half of that there.
That's alright. Martin, I was going to say, when you meet next back up with Kirsty, because she's going to heat-butt you in the balls, dude.
Well, she's going to forget. It'll be Friday. She'll forget by then.
Aye, she will.
Probably.
Let's go get my stays.
Aye, she'll forget. She'll forget.
There's money. Anyway.
But on you go, Kirsty. Sorry, pal, on you go.
just while we're talking about Bullet Club and I'm allowed to.
No, we never said
I know Martin did, and I think Flo did as well, but did you see all the shit for Bullet Club on Monday?
It was great.
I seen they were
it was such a joy.
We want Cody's name back! We want Cody's name back!
I seen they were at the event. I never dived too much into it.
Well, the thing is, like, the reason I'd linked it in the chat on Twitter was because Cody gets a turn at the megaphone to do a speech, and he does the speech for Independence Day.
Oh, fuck.
And Brandy's just let him do it. Just fine. Just let him get it out.
Just need to get it out.
As if he had been waiting for his opportunity to do this.
I can't watch it then because I hate Independence Day. I think it's a fucking schlock of a movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's got the King of the Jews, Jeff Goldblum in it.
Oh my god.
He's higher than Jesus.
What? He is the best Jew.
He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth.
As I say, I've never seen Independence Day.
Bad to say about Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, I don't.
Nobody.
I don't have anything to say.
Nobody's got anything bad to say about Jeff Goldblum. He's the King of the Jews.
Fucking King of the Jews. Jeff Goldblum.
Get him a crown, guys.
He wears a crown in our hearts.
But Independence Day sucked.
But Cody doing it was beautiful.
Oh no. I could watch it, Kirsty.
But what was the... But there was a thing, so on, right, I know none of you, like, I don't think any of you religiously watch ROH the way I do.
Oh no, not at all.
But on Friday, Cody in his match done a yes lock and yes kicks and all that ROH crowd.
Because he started that feud, they're building it,
Right,
I heard about
so then Daniel Bryan tweeted, you should have probably tried to tap him out or something. I'll show you.
You should have locked it in properly. I'll show you how to do it.
I tapped him out. I'll show you how to do it. And then he, obviously every time, because he's still under contract, he puts Strolling for life to save face. But then at the end of the Being the Elite video, background, somebody for WWE, like, this is all kayfabe, guys, like nobody actually done this. Somebody kidnapped Hangman Page, so that's why they went to invade WWE.
And so he could get his revenge.
So they could get his revenge, get Cody's name back, and take back Marty's gimmick. Like, just as you know. And also they were there to rescue Finn. Finn, Luke and Carl. We're here to rescue you. It was so good. So at the end of the video,
let me quote them.
I was going to say, speaking of fucking...
Are you in there? We are here to rescue you.
I was going to actually say, but have you not seen what Luke and Carl Anderson have issued a challenge for Starrcade?
Aye. But, right, so
that'll be
at the end of the video...
to watch.
At the end of the video, you're fucking... Make me off track here. Stop trying to distract me.
You're talking about ROH.
I'm talking about them being outside fucking WWE. So at the end of it, their dad shows up and says, "We found the guy who kidnapped him, and he's in the trunk." But obviously, the way they'd set up the camera was look in the trunk of the limo, looking out to them. And then they opened it, and they were all like, "No, no, no, no," and then started doing the no chant. Which leads me to believe that they're writing him into this storyline. So, like,
actually been in it. Aye.
Without him ever being there, but the thing is,
shot him at the end.
Well, Marty did after he paused them. I love this.
It's just so weird. This makes no sense to anybody that has it.
Does they watch either? Because but what gets me is ROH will quite happily bring in the Being the Elite shit into actual ROH storylines. Which has got me sitting going, Brian wants to leave, wants to wrestle. Like,
8 days, wait till next September, we'll be what we want.
But are they going to build it up for a year? Because I'd quite happily watch. My point
is, they'll just keep their teasing going during the show and not actually.
Kirsty, I'll find it funny if Daniel gets the fucking cleared by the WWE and he's just wrestling for WWE. And after all that, this is a complete waste of fucking time.
I know. It's okay now, I can see it, but there was two things in the video that made me kind of go, oh, first of all, Hangman quite clearly shouting WWE kidnapped and tortured me to the WWE fans, and I was like, if they don't watch this, then that's kind of inflammatory. And then
see, the thing is, Kirsty, I don't watch this and I'm completely fucking lost now.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So imagine showing up to a Raw show and there's just this guy for Bullet Club shouting about
blonde Thor-looking guy going,
you
stole me
and tortured me. But then they were asking people, would you rather watch Raw or would you rather watch Bullet Club? And this one guy was like, well, I got my ticket here the night for free, and they kept that in. And then when you obviously
they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit, but
WWE than we would making it there.
Aye, but I'm not worried about them. They're cool. My point is WWE are probably going to be raging about it. The fact that they've just blasted that to basically most of the smart mark fans. That because when Finn Balor comes out and he does his arms thing, they pan to the whole crowd, and it did look sold out. But obviously, I got up when I came back from working on Monday. I watched my Bullet Club stuff, and I watched ROH before I watched WWE. So to see that and then see Finn coming out and putting his arms up, and I was like, how many tickets did they give away this week?
Well, this isn't an unusual thing. This happens constantly because they don't sell out. So
but I always thought it was maybe a couple of hundred,
No,
a couple of
thousands. Where the fuck's my free ticket?
Send staff out round the local area. We'll maybe see people wearing t-shirts. They'll say, "Oh, you're going to the show tonight?" And if they say no, they hand them a ticket.
Yep.
And then they'll hand them into local businesses and stuff, as well as people that work at the arena. Blah blah blah. I mean, you're maybe looking at about 500 for people like families with employees for the arena they're at.
And then you get the gyms as well.
And then they go out and you're looking at like 3,000 odd tickets, 4,000 tickets.
Martin, you're bang on, because that's how I go tickets for the house shows. When see the gym I went to, was a private gym, so that was the gym the guy, like some of the wrestlers used when they were in Glasgow, because it was just a slow throw away.
They're going to leave comps there.
There you go. And then they had a competition, so they knew who the wrestling fans were in the gym. Do you want a ticket? There you go. I've never paid for a fucking house show since I was in that gym.
Damn.
Do you know what I mean? That
it's not an unusual thing. No. And see with the way they're treating the UK market, with that bullshit Raw and SmackDown have been given us the past couple of times.
It'll probably become more common, aye. And again, that's the thing. We've got such great fucking wrestling out here. Who's paying 60, 70 quid to go to a WWE?
100 quid to sit near the front of Raw when I can pay 20 quid, go to the garage and see
It's better fucking told storylines as well, long-term booking.
I mean, I'm a bit annoyed with ICW now because of the whole Bram thing.
Oh, same. Like, I've not been to a show since Bram started working.
The only reason I'm going to Fear and Loathing is because we've got the tickets and the hotel was booked before Bram was brought back.
Right. See, I've not bought any tickets since Bram showed up because I refuse to support that piece of shit.
The day he showed up was the day I started my on-demand subscription. He showed up as soon as the show was done. Just didn't go back and watch it.
Who is this guy?
Do you remember the original Ascension?
Yes.
In NXT? Do you remember the guy that got fired?
Aye.
There's a guy who was Charlotte's husband.
Yeah,
and he was like the short one.
The guy actually beat Charlotte up.
The guy that beat Ric Flair up, I know.
I know who you're talking about.
So they fired him because he had these DUIs. He went to TNA. He had a new relationship. I think it was a fiance or something, and it happened. He was accused of beating her up. Right.
It was everywhere, and Charlotte's. That's when Charlotte spoke out about it.
So with it being Florida and with his DUIs, and then this happening, he was arrested for it. The charge was brought by the fiance. He was chucked out the States, and he wasn't allowed to come back.
Right,
because he's a fucking reprobate. Earlier this year, he actually somehow got working for Noah in Japan. But him, being 33 or whatever and having the brain of a 15-year-old fucking idiot, decides that when he's in the supermarket, as he seems to always be, he'll jump in the freezer and take a photo.
Right.
Now, see in Japan, just to frame this for you, last year in Japan, there was this happened in a supermarket. The owner's son, who worked there, took a picture of himself inside one of the fridges with the door closed because he thought it would be funny, right?
He couldn't get out.
No, nothing to do with that. This is not a funny story. So this picture goes viral. The company get in touch with his father and take the license for the franchise off and shut him down because it's a huge no-no. You cannot do this. So this clown shoe Bram does this in this random supermarket. Noah finds it, sends him right back home. You can't do it. It's just a total taboo thing in Japan, clowning about in shops like that. That's how bad it was. He just said, "We have nothing more to do." You sent him home. And so, bear in mind, right? He behaves like he can't handle his booze. He's got a history of domestic abuse. He's got a history of alcoholism. He comes back to fucking ICW when they're doing a wedding angle between Ravy Davy and Martina, and he punches Martina, and the commentary play it up. No.
Wow.
I don't support that kind of thing. And I know there's been other wrestlers in the past, most notorious being Stone Cold, right? But at no point, after Stone Cold was dealt with by the company and he spoke to him about it and sent him away for a few weeks and all that, at no point did they do anything near glorifying it. They didn't have Stone Cold come into the fucking building and punch every woman there. I mean, it's one thing to stunner Stephanie McMahon, the on-screen heel. You know, that's just storyline. But to have him come and interrupt the wedding, punch Martina and play it up on commentary...
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. They booked him
because of it, and I was like,
that's what
it really did, and I was like, do you know what? Like, and you know, I'd like always, like, at least once a month, once every like 6 weeks, I would go to an ICW show, and it's been.
And then, as I said, the same day I'd got that on demand, I'd finally got round to it, and it disgusted me, and it really annoyed me because I thought the people that I knew there. I mean, I've got somebody I know on commentary. Saying things like that and bringing it up, I did not expect them to go along with it. That's a different thing. The fact that on Twitter as well, they're then saying, you don't know anything about him, or what he's like, these charges were dropped. But the fact he was arrested.
But Martin, see, this is the reason I had to fight with Mark Dallas. This is the reason I had to fight with him. And I'm going to bring it up. I don't give a fuck if we're actually calling him.
I'll go for it.
Fuck him. Because I totally disagree with this angle. I had to fight with Mark Dallas because the whole Kaylee Ray thing, and she was right, and then all of a sudden, look, there's the fucking video there. The cunt blocked me and fucking deleted everything because I proved them right. And it's like, well, look, you cunt, you're the one that's running this. I'm just a fucking pleb on the other side of a fucking microphone, and we were giving you free advertising. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But then, after all that, because remember, me and you had our jokes, like, you'll talk about your IC dub and... me and you've had a joke, because it's like, fuck it, I'm not giving them fucking free airtime.
You were me backwards about what you thought of it, and I was praising them for the good things that they did.
Exactly.
But when you pull shit like that, it's fucking Barra's level.
Aye.
You know?
I mean, to be fair, they do shows in the Barras all the time. So.
But it's insulting. It's insulting to people's intelligence, to the fact that
it's insulting to people who've been through similar things. I mean, would you have a heel come out and, you know, go up to somebody who's like chronically ill in the crowd and go, I'm really glad you've got the cancer, you bitch. Would they do that?
Aye. I get that a lot of time in wrestling we try and push the envelope, but there's
a right and wrong way to do it. This is the wrong way.
This is the complete wrong way to bring somebody in that's apparently alright with hitting women. Like, I always say that women should be allowed to wrestle guys.
Oh, that's a different thing, though.
That's a consensual we-based wrestle.
Aye.
It's entertainment.
Aye, because like, you trust each other.
Both parties know what they're doing.
Aye, but for them to bring somebody in that we know that we wouldn't trust ourselves in.
I mean, fair enough, they can turn around and say, but the charges were dropped. It doesn't make a fucking difference, he done it.
No, it's the fact that he's been arrested multiple times. It's not like, you know, it's been a one-off where he pissed off his partner and as some kind of revenge she lied. That's not the case here.
Aye, this is multiple people.
Time again for the same.
And that is the thing, is see on these type of, it's so much easier just to drop charges like this because the fucking prosecution will rip you to shreds.
Aye.
On fucking.
Another thing is, I mean, obviously you're not engaged to, you're not in love with them, you know. There's a whole other thing there. You don't want to see them suffer, even if something heinous like that has happened.
A lot of the time as well, like a lot of women will make excuses, like, oh, I pissed them off and I done this. And to put somebody in that situation and then book them on that reputation is fucking disgusting, and it really pissed me off. I won't go to a show.
Sorry, just before we continue, the other thing what they were saying, you don't know what he's like, everybody gets, listen, it's just a storyline, they charges drop. What other companies does Bram work for on the regular right now?
Exactly.
None.
And there's a reason.
And I can see the best of ICW talent anywhere else in Scotland, at any number of different federations.
Anywhere in the UK.
Anywhere in the UK. But Discovery Wrestling, since I've been in Edinburgh and gone to their shows, fantastic atmosphere for all the family. Just, it's a really good time. And I meant to talk about that last week. We'll deal with
even
that. But SWA, you can still see the same talent, support them and buy their merch without ICW getting a cut, because until they come out and apologise for all this, which they're not going to do, I'm not getting another penny after next month. And again, only because everything's been booked before this clown show was brought back.
Because I remember you doing it months ago. I mean, that's the thing, Kirsty. I share the same values as you, and Martin Flo totally agree with this one. Coming in from an upbringing of domestic violence and in my household and family life, would I want to see that in my wrestling ring? No. And I would call Mark Dallas right to his fucking face. No, I'd love to get him on the show so I can call him a dick as well. Do you know what I mean? And I would
see, the thing is I like Mark, but I just can't agree with this.
He's a dick.
I cannot agree. I've never done anything to me.
And whether it's him or Toll or whatever. And by the way, I do notice that you've got like himself, and then there's Chris Toll, and they're defending it. Renfrew said nothing, and he's a booker there.
Exactly.
And I have the feeling that he was not really on board with it, or he would have been tweeting his support, because he's not a shy kind of guy.
No, he's not at all. And again, that's the thing is...
wait till after Fear and Loathing, and I bet there's going to be a few leaving.
I would not be shocked.
I just can't... I won't... See, even if WWE were to bring him back, I would stop watching.
Oh,
they would, especially with Charlotte there.
I know.
In theory, I'm saying, like, because Charlotte's there and Charlotte will want nothing to fucking do with him, neither will Ric Flair, but they put, like, in theory, if WWE were somehow to get him back, I couldn't. I'd be like, no, you're wrong.
It'd be the same with ROH as well. If he could get his visa in theory. Do you know what I mean? In theory.
I could not support it. Like, I don't support TNA anyway, so there's no point in me even saying that. But my point is that regardless, it's no, because it's like my hometown show or whatever, and I don't want that put on us. I don't want that put on any wrestling family. And the thing is a lot of wrestling companies are like, we're trying to expand into the female market. We want more women watching. Do you know what's not going to have? Do you know what's not going to make women fucking watch? Is having somebody who's been accused by no one, no two, but 3 women have beaten them, and he's never been charged with it, and you're going to pay him? You're going to get... Well,
fuck them. That was it.
I love this anniversary show.
I know. I was going to say that because we've got like 7 minutes left, 6 minutes, and I was going to say,
oh no, let's just keep going.
I'm fucked. I'm
having a great time. Go on. No, we haven't even discussed how much we enjoyed the last year.
That's what I was actually going to bring up. I was actually going to bring that up. Going on to like happy points. And I'm going to start with just moving my earphone on one side, and I'm going to go around the table. Talking about like the rise of Smacked Up Wrestling. Remember, people, if you're watching this after new channel is in the friends list, you'll see it. After all this is what you're going to see. We've got the new logo, we've got the new overlay. We wanted to show it off tonight. We've got the new intro. I fucking love the new intro. Everything, it's going to be great, and you're going to have brand new shows, and it's all wrestling. All wrestling. Do you know what I mean? I think it's going to be great.
You're going to get sick of us.
I think Do you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do, Martin? I'll go backwards, right? I'll go backwards.
Okay.
With this one. Right, Flo, I want to start with you. What has been your highlights so far? Because I know you're the newcomer, and I know you've been watching since you found out me and Martin done the podcast style.
Wait, could you repeat that? You got cut off.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to start with you, and basically I know because you're the newcomer, you've watched me and Martin since a podcast last year. And now you were a regular caller, and then you became the fourth horseman for the channel. What's been your highlights so far of being like in the part of the wrestling side now?
I don't really have a highlight because I like everything. So
so diplomatic.
I was going to say so diplomatic
because it's the truth. I really don't have one.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Right. I'll give you one. I think calling the match with me, right? Me and you had so much fun calling SummerSlam at the end, where it was like shock bits because you had that split second ahead of me, and you're like, "Oh fuck, whoa!" And it's like, "Oh no, don't tell me because I know it's happened." And that was fun. I had so much fun that night because that was brilliant that weekend. Doing that, I thought it was amazing. 2 shows the 4 of us have done. That was absolutely fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
I mean, that's basically your highlight and not mine.
I've got a few highlights. I don't know where I'm going to go with mine. I'm still trying to think of one, but it's. I'll get back to you, Kirsty. I'll move to you. What's your highlight?
I was like. Me coming on was a really big highlight for me because, as most people know, I was just getting a mental illness with really serious anxiety. And me being able to do this, like, just have the idea how much this has actually helped. So that's a big highlight for me, the fact that I can come on now and I don't, like, the night I get raw ready and not a single bit of anxiety or panic or anything, it's just something that I do now. Yeah. That really helped. But in terms of actually being on the show, I think it's just me screaming about you watching indie, like just me screaming about things in general.
I think everybody would say that the Kirsty rant is what they look forward to the most.
Like just having somewhere that I know that I can go, like when I watch, like even like when I watch whatever, and I'm like, yes, and then I go, I can't wait to talk about that on like Wednesday, Monday, like whatever day we're doing what. Also, predictions for some reason really make me happy. Like, really, I love hearing like, because we all theorise about where we think the story's gone, and I like to see how all our minds work in terms of being given the same evidence, i.e., the go home show, and where we think it's going to go. Like, that's one of my favourite things today is the predictions, because we're always, for the most part, we're all different. So, that's mine.
Martin, what's yours, dude? Because me and you, I think me and you's got different ones.
Probably, aye, but this one's going to get a bit, not emotional, but... Mm-hmm. So, first of all, I think you guys, as in Flo and Kirsty, the weird part about bringing news in is that it felt like you belonged in it all along. Right?
Oh.
No, I mean, like, me and Will were fine, we had the rant, blah, blah, blah. But you slotted in, and it's not felt like we've had to, like, shoehorn these or whatever. Mm-hmm. Everybody clicks, everybody brings something different. And it works. And the show is not quite the same when someone's missing.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
It's still fun. Don't get me wrong.
There's something missing, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we've noticed that, Martin. Sorry to cut you off. Because, remember when you were up north when you just moved?
Aye, and it was having to organise everything.
I mean, Kirsty, we could do our things, but like I know what you mean, Martin. It's like if you look at each individual of what they bring, like it's like you've got me. I'll move the conversation. Flo,
we could finish a show to save a life. Like we
diplomatic. Flo's diplomatic. Kirsty would rant, and you the greatest heel of all time because you just go, nope, it's fucking shit, and that's where I've loved it.
Don't trust them, Kirsty. Don't
just call a spade a spade.
And that's what Martin,
has to be done sometimes.
Martin, you'll back me up in this one because, like, if you look at some other wrestling shows, like I'm talking about the top ones. There's no like that at all. There's no 4 different type of characters.
The only podcast that I enjoy other than this, with a group, is the Attitude Era guys.
Mm-hmm.
That I found through Botchamania and Matthew. The Attitude Era podcast, right? No, I'm not normally one to plug the shit out of other people, but those guys are, again, more than four, very different people who all click and are just downright hilarious. And I mean, like, they're the reason I haven't ever suggested going back and watching old Raws and stuff like that, because they nail it. There's nothing that I could say that would be funnier than that. Like, even today's one, they've actually got up to the invasion angle. The old WCW, ECW thing. And they're just before it, so Austin's still that heel with the cowboy hat, and they were actually, it's the show where he just beat Chris Benoit for, to retain the title, like by the skin of his teeth. A fucking Midgie's bow hair, if you will.
I was going to make a joke there.
Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
So the next night on Raw, Vince is panicking to Kurt Austin's still not here, he's late, blah, blah.
The best one, he's in the bar.
His sweat running off him, is half dead, can barely walk, just walks into the shot and goes, "What's up?" And then, all them, what a fucking asshole. Anyway, that was one part. The second part is, and I don't think you guys know this story either, just myself and Milt. See, when we started this, both Will and I were in a terrible situation individually. I had been diagnosed as being anemic and had been anemic for 18 months. My previous doctor never actually took care of me properly. So they did a blood test, they assessed I was anemic, they gave me some iron tablets. That was it. They never did any follow-ups, blah, blah, blah. I felt better. Other stuff had happened to that doctor, so I changed surgery. They did a blood test, and they said, you have been for quite some time. And I was a high risk for cancer.
Yeah.
Which, of course, then they're saying you're going to need the tubes shoved in and up and what have you, just really pleasant stuff. And Will was in a similar situation.
Yep.
I'm not going to go into all his stuff, that's for him to do. And he came along, and I think he could tell, quite frankly, that I was not getting on that well.
Yeah, because we were playing Destiny a bit, about my situation.
And we've been talking about it.
And
so he came up with the idea, and he came to me. And it's exactly what I needed at the time. It gave me the kick up the arse I needed. It gave me something to look forward to. It took my mind off things. And something I enjoyed.
The first show, Martin, I think you can hear it in our voices.
We were beaten down at that point.
We were fucked when we were fucked, and when we were talking about the wrestling, though. The first episode's still on the channel if anybody ever wants to go back and listen to it.
Everything's there, the archives all there.
And that's how it's like, when you go back and you listen to it, you can hear the difference. You can see the quality's changed as well. It's like, all we had was this idea, we threw together something to the best of the ability I could.
Give us something to do, because so much other stuff was going on that wasn't fun.
No.
And Will came up with this and said, let's try it. And of course, I didn't have a clue, still don't really, about YouTubing and recording shit and blah, blah, blah. But I'm glad he did it, so thank you.
No, I think my memory being on the channel with this, it sounds stupid because it sounds like it's properly ending, and it's not. It's just moving.
It's not. It's just year one.
It's just year one, and Martin, I will agree with you, the same boat as you. As people know, I had the scare. I was fucked. Couldn't walk for 3 months in a wheelchair. I was down and about. I started getting back into YouTube roughly about this time where the Halloween marathon started last year, and that was the comeback. That was if you look back at all the videos I've done, October last year was like, Will's back, he wants to do this, and that's where I took YouTube serious. Yeah. And wrestling has always been something that I've been passionate about, and when you've known somebody for nearly 30 years, it's like, I can work with you. There's a difference between something...
Yeah, it's going to be a lot less stressful than it could have been with other people.
Then it's like, right, okay, right, how will we do this, Martin? And we took the idea from a podcast called Going on Raw, which is the two guys that used to be in Machinima, 10 for the win. And we tried it in a way, it was like, right, we're retelling the wrestling. And we were doing it, and I think we'd done it for a few months, didn't we? And we're like, how can we change this? And then, boom, their fucking rant and started.
We're just finding our feet, really. I mean, there's nobody wants to listen to the same show with a different accent. Everybody...
Because I think if you look...
Oh, on you go.
I think if you look, then you started to see the changes, where it's like, right, we're getting pissed off at this, and I think near the end of... near before Christmas... that's when it's like, do you know what? No, the product's shite. Why should we sit here and praise this? And that's when everybody started to see there's a change, and it's like you became this kind of heel, in a sense, a heel podcast, because it is like, no, I'm going to shit in the product. Why should we praise a product that's fucking bad?
Well, that's the thing, though, and we're fair about it.
Aye,
we were always fair about it. When they did things well, we were right there to see.
I mean, because a lot of
even
people...
though I'd say we're still, like, when we, like, the Kevin, even the day the Kevin Owens stuff, we're like, right, Kevin and Sammy, you can't go wrong there. Like, we're fair when it's really good, and I've said it a million times, when WWE does something right, nobody can touch it, because the wrestling's there, the storytelling, everything's great, but 99.9% of the time, they fuck something up.
I mean,
and the other thing is, in the past year, we've been spoilt with other options.
Aye.
The rise of the indies in the UK, with the rise in New Japan doing the Western expansion. Ring of Honor, consistently good. TNA have been a constant source of hilarity. What's their name this week?
Oh, fuck
even in that WWE
Marty Testicles had the same name longer than that fucking company.
Anyone's wondering. Rodiger.
Even in oh my god, even in that WWE survey, they didn't know what to call TNA. They were like TNA, GFW, Impact, and I was like, it's a bad day.
Joke.
Oh, it's a bad fucking day.
Because after that, and then coming into WrestleMania, and that's where we had the idea, because it's like I said, you look at so many podcasts, wrestling podcasts and sports ones seem to do a lot better longevity.
It's a sausage fest, is what it is.
It's a sausage fest. And I was like, then when I heard Kirsty on Dave's show, and I was like, she knows her shit, she's Scottish, and I'm like, we could fucking...
That's a winner.
We could do this, having a girl on the show that knows her stuff. And then it clicked, and then when Flo started calling, and then you could... I mean, like Flo, I said it before to you before, it's like the more and more you've got used to calling and like even talking on like the streams, the English got better and like you came more out your shell, and it was only fitting that it's like, do you know what, we need a fourth guy, and we need that little, we need the guy that would go against Martin, because we've got me and Kirsty, we'll just moan at each other like, Kirsty, for fuck's sake,
and I just dance puppets.
And then
I'm too easily wind-upable. That's my problem. Is you just wind me up and watch me go.
Brilliant.
To that point, Martin was the puppet master.
I know. I mean, and that's when you look back at it all over the year, and you're like, it's been great. It's been great, and now it's like it's having its own thing. There's going to be the brand new shows, and it's like if I've had the great opportunity I've had, like doing the game side and that, and if this can turn into the wrestling side, and then we're laughing, the four of us are laughing, and there's nothing can stop us. And that's the thing. How many Scottish, and I'll put German in this because in theory, come the 1st of October, this is a Scottish and German wrestling podcast.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you know are out there that will do it live?
How many do you even know that are people that, I know you and Martin know each other, no, like people that don't know each other, because like we don't know Flo personally. Before the podcast, I know you two knew each other, and that's how it started. But a lot of the time it's people who work together, but like we don't know Flo for Dave, because he's the only other person in Germany I know.
It's quite spooky if they're the same guy.
could be quite impressive actually. But like, you know, you get my point. Like, we don't actually like the fact that you just trusted me to come in and not just wreck your shit and just be an absolute arsehole is lovely. Thank you.
No, it's...
I was so excited when you asked me. As I say, I was lying in bed and I was looking at Twitter as I normally do before I fall asleep, and you messaged me, and when you asked me, I just made this silly screaming noise, and Matt says, like, usually see, like, Stone Cold tweeted me back one time and I lost my shit and I woke up everybody in the house. I woke everybody up in the house, and Matt kind of rolled there in bed and went, who tweeted you back now? And I was like, no, this is a thing that this is. And then he was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like, go.
That's the thing. If you look at it, all four of us have brought something different. There's different amongst all four of us. And I think when you go back to the first episode until even this one, and you listen to all four, we're all different. I mean, even at that, I mean, I'll have like a little say in that, but it's more like everybody bounces off each other. We agree and we disagree, especially in predictions. I think predictions is one of the funniest things ever. And then the live show...
that's what I'm saying, I love predictions.
The pay-per-view nights have totally changed as well. That has been a complete kick. NXT was brilliant. SummerSlam was good.
Oh, God, right.
The minute the four of us were on that together, that was like, this is it. I mean, so that's all we can do. And plus, at the same time, just when like we're just talking to each other, I'd like to bring up Black Wolf, guys, and also thank him for the amazing new logo, the amazing overlay. He's helped my channel, and here's to the new channel as well with him. So, Black Wolf, Jordan, thank you, dude. And fucking somebody's microphone's picking up a car swinging by.
It's no me.
It's not me. It's Kirsty.
It's my windows are open. I live on a main road. It's probably the bus.
You're likely to see a fucking cow at the window.
Imagine just a cow just mooing as fucking Martin's trying to talk.
I don't know, imagine that.
Martin, it's doing Parkhead, so I imagine it probably would happen.
So what, you're going to hear pigs going?
Aye!
Yes, lots of them.
Oh, anyhow.
Well, one more thing. I think it would be good for our viewers if you put the new channel link in the description.
Yes, I will.
It's already on the Twitter, and I'm going to put it on as well. So really, if you're not listening to us after this, it's purely out of spite.
I will put that in the chat just now. And I will put, as soon as the video is uploaded, I will put the thing for the new channel in the description. Yes. Like I said, everything goes live on the 1st, and I'm back. I'm officially back in the 1st. I've actually enjoyed my time off recording all the new games going into next year, and next year games as well. So I have at least 2 months holiday to take. But guys, genuinely, listeners, I cannot wait for you to see this. We're coming up with ideas for funny things to do. I've got a few things that I want to see if it could work. And if it could work, I think Martin would back me up in this one. It'll be funny as fuck to try.
Hopefully.
If I can do
hopefully our Scottish humour isn't just
fun
blank.
These jokes travel, basically.
If I can do this,
wow.
If I can do this will be funny as fuck to watch. I'm going to try my best to see how I can do it. So you can imagine when I'm getting it's going to be recording or something, right? So that's where it's going. That's where it's going to be. The new shows like me and Kirsty and Flo were talking with Telt Martin about Kirsty's rant. Maybe we'll do something with that. We will have Wrestle Creative.
We will be doing the Indie Sunday thing.
Yeah.
Too.
Yes. I cannot wait for Independent Sundays. That's going to be my shit.
Is that the name? Independent Sundays?
That sounded wrong.
I hope not, because that's shit.
No, Sundays are going to be the Independent Day, and I'm so excited.
Freedom!
I'm just going to put Cody up.
Independence Day and have the King of the Jews.
Oh my god!
But in a singlet.
Oh my god!
And then looking deep in the eyes.
People clicking that.
It's gonna be absolutely brilliant, guys. I cannot wait for you to see it. And here's to it. A great year, and it's moved. This is it. Final episode on the Gaming Fault. After that, Smacked Up Wrestling's gone on its own.
The car on Kirsty's side also wants to say goodbye.
He wants to say goodbye. So,
I'm sorry.
For the last time in the gaming fault, I've been Will.
And I've been Kirsty.
I've been the crazy German guy.
Who still hasn't said, that's McLean!
You've got to do it for the last one, Flo. You've got to do it for the last one.
No.
Oh, I was so waiting now. Bated breath. Oh, God. See, this is why we need you, Martin. Like, there was, when you were only here, like, it just fell and we were like, oh shit, we still haven't come up with an ending. You don't get holidays anymore. You're here all the time.
Oh. Who lost?
Martin, what was that?
Martin left out a protest.
Martin left. No, he's back. We need Martin's ending.
I don't know what's going on.
Blame Discord.
I missed Flo talking.
He said no, he's not going to do it.
I thought you left at a protest.
So he is.
You left the impression that you were disappointed and then just left.
Cut off and then cut back on and then cut off, and I don't know what's happening.
Basically, I took a deep breath and said no.
Oh, boo.
And then I said, this is why you can't leave ever again, which is why I thought you left at a protest, because we didn't ever know how to end. And I thought you just left at a protest. I was like, oh, okay, that fucks my shit up, didn't it?
I see. Well, that's quite the ending. Next week, you will go on YouTube and you will look up Smacked Up Wrestling Live. And you will subscribe and you will listen
to the same shit, different channel.
With a different channel and a nice, lovely new picture. And do you know what else will happen that week? I'll actually have a decent joke to end with.
Guys,
I just picked you up. Jesus Christ.
Guys, remember, you can follow all of us there. All the Twitter names are there. You can also follow Smacked Up Wrestling on Twitter at SU Wrestle. You can follow us on Facebook as well. Get all the messages, all the shit we like to post. And for the final time in the gaming fault, we will see you next week on the brand new channel. Guys, remember,
Smacked Up Wrestling Live.
Yep,
Smacked Up Wrestling Live. YouTube.com, go to the search bar, put in Smacked Up Wrestling Live. You don't, it'll cut you.
I'll cut you. You can't threaten people, Martin. Stop it. We want them to come back.
They will come back if they don't want a cutting.
You'll see Kirsty's picture for Kirsty's rant time next week.
Yeah.
So, I hope you all like and sub, guys, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you for the amazing year from me, Martin, Kirsty, and Flo. This has been brilliant, and long may it continue. We'll see you next week.
Bye.